Hi, I'm Alexia Rodriguez, and today we'll be discussing the violation of human rights in international law. For starters, let's begin by defining what these two things mean. The UnitedNations.org defines human rights as rights that are inherent to all human beings regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Human rights include the right to life and liberty. International law, also known as the law of nations, is a set of rules, norms, and customs that govern the conduct of nations and international systems. In these next couple of slides, I will be discussing some major global issues that are happening today in relation to human rights and international laws. For this introductory slide, I have this nice picture that says every human has rights. And throughout the PowerPoint, I would just like you guys to keep this in mind. So for this slide in particular, I have a picture of the Taliban. I have a picture of Afghanistan women, like just to showcase that out in public and even in their homes, they have to be like fully clothed. Like this is them outside, this is them fully clothed. They have to have face coverings, like you can't see any part of their body. I'm not really sure what this writing means or what it says, but I just thought that this would be a nice like image for you guys to have in your brain as I discuss what I'm about to discuss. So my main point of discussion for this slide is going to focus on the widespread gender-based violence happening in the Middle East, in North Africa, and most importantly, in Afghanistan. The Taliban have created the world's most serious women's rights crisis since the regaining of power in Afghanistan. The international community is failing Afghanistan women and is grave implications for the rights of women and girls globally. There needs to be a reinforcement of global commitment to gender equality. The UN Special Rapporteur referred to the situation in Afghanistan as the unprecedented deterioration of women's rights. Unfortunately, the crisis in Afghanistan disappeared from the news and even newspapers and articles due to the war in Ukraine. The world's response to the crisis in Afghanistan has deep implications for gender equality everywhere. Now for my next slide, I have a picture of a soldier holding a baby, and I'm not necessarily sure where the picture was taken, but it has something to do with the Ukraine and Russia war. The Ukraine war conflict has triggered one of the largest refugee crises in Europe since World War II, causing millions to flee to Ukraine. The refugees are worried about their rights and protections under international law. There has been many war crimes during the Ukraine and Russia war, like attacks on civilian infrastructure and the use of prohibited weapons. The International Criminal Court, also known as the ICC, is actually going to investigate these war crimes. Tens of thousands of military personnel and civilians have died since February 2022 and continue to die every second that the United States chooses not to help. Donald Trump's stance against extensive support for Ukraine has raised concerns among many observers. One of the reasons is because it undermines sovereignty. Not supporting Ukraine could be seen as undermining its sovereignty and right to defend itself against aggression. This violates principles of international law. The U.S. support for Ukraine is crucial for NATO solidarity and the credibility of collective defense commitments. This is also impacting our relationships with allies. That concludes what I have to discuss for this PowerPoint/presentation. Thank you.